What's up, gamers? It's your boy Church of Caboose, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. In this video, we're going to talk about the D.F.A hand cannon, specifically the adept version, and how good or bad it might be. You can get this hand cannon from the Insight Tourneys Grandmaster if you are doing the adept version of the D.F.A. Right now, it's up for grabs till resets on July 19th, and then you'll be able to get it whenever this weapon rolls back into rotation. So that's for this video. If you do enjoy it, make sure you click the like button, as well as subscribe to my channel, and feel free to comment your favorite or least favorite rolls of this hand cannon. There's a few reasons I wanted to talk about this hand cannon. First is because a lot of folks were saying things like, it's not very good, it's just kind of meh. And I was like, this can't be true. D.F.A is pretty legend in the history of Destiny, so why not, go for a great roll and see what happens. I also wanted to see if this was something that was worth replacing my crafted Austringer with. I can get one with an enhanced trait of Eye of the Storm and Rangefinder, and that's going to be pretty hard to beat. Then there's the Eye of Luna, which is known for being really good, just having a lot of intrinsic aim assist and stuff like that, so I figured, hey, let's see, can this hand cannon, the D.F.A, hold up there with some legends such as the Austringer and Eye of Luna. This is not going to be compared against exotics. I don't feel like that's really fair. It's just going to be talking about this with my perspective of using other legendary hand cannons. Also, keep in mind, I'm not very good at PvP. These clips in the gameplay you're seeing, I could have tried to hunt down specific kills and stuff like Azatros does and whatever, but I'm my own show. I don't have anyone that helps me out, and I'm not very good, so it takes a lot longer than I would imagine it does for someone like Azatros, or I guess one of the other legends like ZK Mushroom or something. So that's going to be the point of view from this video, is someone that's just kind of meh to bad at PvP. Like, what do I think? So first we're going to talk about the damage that this thing does, how it feels, that kind of thing, and just kind of my impressions. So that's going to be this video. So first up is going to be kind of the perk selection pools here that we got. And it's got a lot of great options. So if you're just watching this to hunt down the roll that I think you should get, well, then we'll get that part out of the way so you can go on your merry way. I think something like corkscrew rifling and or a fluted barrel, that'd be pretty good. Fluted increases the handling. Accurized rounds, of course, because that increases the range you can get on the hand cannon. Then I would hope for something like perpetual motion and timed payload, and that's exactly what I got with perpetual motion and timed payload, because we'll get on in this video why this hand cannon with this roll with perpetual motion and timed payload is pretty nasty. So this is a great time to go ahead and just talk about the damage. I noticed Austringer damage did 70 damage with a crit. I don't know how much resilience Guardians were having. It was just consistently doing 70 damage to the head with the Austringer, and same with Eye of Luna. Alright, that's quite a bit. When you had a damage buff, it was more like 77, so something like Radiance would boost that up quite a bit. Then when I noticed with the perpetual motion and timed payload with the D.F.A hand cannon, I was actually getting a total of 71 damage happening per crit. The crit shot would be 45, the yellow numbers, and then the timed payload part would be 36. So put that together, it's 71. So it actually does just a hair, just a tiny bit more damage than the other top legendary hand cannons like Austringer and Eye of Luna. So D.F.A, there you go, off the bat, is kind of, I guess, technically winning in the damage slot by 1 HP, 1 hit point. Alright, so the damage on this thing is pretty good. Then I was like, alright, well, maybe the range. The range on this hand cannon does seem like it suffers a little bit. The roll I have has a ranged masterwork, so it'd probably be even more exaggerated for other people. However, I didn't have things like accurized rounds, and so perhaps that would play a difference. I did notice that in order to hit the maximum damage, it seemed like I probably need to be a little bit closer than I would have to do with like Eye of Luna or Austringer. Austringer specifically because of rangefinder. It does not seem like D.F.A has rangefinder, and as far as I can tell, perpetual motion and time payload is the best clip to go with anyways for as far as perk rolls go. So the range on this does not necessarily beat out those other hand cannons, but I was thinking to myself, there's not that many maps currently in Destiny where that much of a range difference is something that matters a ton. And if you're an average or bad PvP player such as myself, you're probably trying to hang out with teammates anyways. So being able to have that time payload, which would do a buttload of flinch against opponents, at least before the resilient stuff. It's probably not as much now as it would have been before this season, but still, it's a good way to have some flinch going on. Doing the team shooting with this hand cannon would probably be pretty good. It probably would do a bit of stunning, and at the very least, you might do a fair bit of damage, and that explosion might throw off someone's vision. I have not been hit by time payload in a long time, so I'm not sure exactly what to expect. Then I also figured, hey, not really any 140 that I am aware of has had time payload yet. I know there's a 180, I believe it's the 7 Seraph hand cannon can come with time payload, and then there's a couple of 120s, most notably the Prophecy hand cannon that can come with time payload. So to my knowledge, this might be the only 140 hand cannon that has time payload. And this seems pretty interesting. Everything's stacking up, but the range is not the best. However, this gun feels great. I was using it and I was like, holy cow, this just feels fantastic. And I think a large part of that is perpetual motion. When I was using this hand cannon before I got the roll of perpetual motion and time payload, I was like, this is not very great. This is kind of lackluster. I was starting to agree with all those folks that were like, hey, the hand cannon D.F.A is just meh, don't worry about it. And then I had this roll drop. Perpetual motion does stuff like increases stability, I believe mainly some handling, as well as reload speed. And overall, this thing just felt a lot snappier than versions I had that did not have perpetual motion. So throw that together with time payload, and this thing is just really nasty. I was actually having a lot of fun using this in PvP. I felt like I was getting a fair bit of kills, and I was even using this to counteract people that were using longer range weapons like pulse rifles and occasionally a sniper rifle. Now, should I have been doing that? Probably not. I'm not very good, so odds are that was not necessarily a smart thing to do, but it was kind of fun occasionally trading with someone that had a weapon that, at least stat-wise, should have beat this out, because time payload does not have a damage range fall off. It will always do whatever the damage number is at any distance. The bullet, however, will change how much damage it does. And so I was able to stun people across the map at their good old scout rifle, pulse rifle range, as long as I could hit them at the same 26 damage from explosive payload as I was doing at, I don't know, like right in front of my face or a normal hand cannon range. That was kind of nice being able to have all that stuff. So overall, this hand cannon I think is great. I think it's worth your time to try and get, but really only if you get perpetual motion and timed payload. I had quite a few other rolls, stuff like fragile focus and rampage. I had perpetual motion rampage and a couple of other things that seemed inherently pretty good, such as tunnel vision rampage. This was the first one that I got that I was like, hey, this actually is a lot of fun to use. I don't feel like I'm at a disadvantage, and I was having a good time with it. I was hoping to get some hate mail, but, alas, I'm not very good, so people probably just got annoyed and didn't say anything to me. I hope this video was helpful to you all for laying this out from a layman's point of view. The gameplay I had sped up a little bit because I was like, hey, let's try to get the most clips in here possible so you guys can see the most action with D.F.A. Wish I was better and had more of the time to sit down and clip out all the individual interactions, but alas, here we are, small channel, small gamer, and I did the best I could. So hopefully this was helpful to you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget the organization I'm affiliated with is doing a charity event thing this weekend through the end of July. They're trying to get another $100 to give to the Bungie donation thing, the Ghost Light Challenge deal, Bungie Days that Bungie has going on, and there's links for all that stuff in the description box of this video. So that sounds like something that would interest you. Feel free to check it out. I think there's emblem incentives and stuff like that ran by Bungie, so if you're wanting to hunt down some emblems, go ahead and give it a look-see. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and let me know what you think your favorite role is, or what you think the worst role is. Maybe you got your best role and you're like, yeah, this is amazing, or vice versa, you got the worst role and you just want to dump on it. Either way, well, let me know. That'd be kind of fun to have going on here in the comment section. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I am Church of Caboose. Have a great week and happy grinding, y'all.